I want you to stop what you're doing and look at this picture. If you had to decide what item beyond masks that might see a massive spike in sales from looking at this picture of people riding the subway, what would you guess beyond masks? Would you have guessed bicycles? Well, a bicycle boom is literally breaking the industry's chain as bike manufacturers and retailers work very hard to keep up with demand, fueled by fear of catching the coronavirus by packing into buses and subways. According to NPD Group, U.S. cycling sales have surged in March from 1 year ago. Commuter and fitness bike sales up 66%, and leisure bike purchases spiking 121%. So on this World Bicycle Day, it's only fitting that we bring in the CEO of the biggest bicycle manufacturer in the country, Kent International Chairman and CEO Arnold Kamler, the biggest distributor of bicycles and certainly to Walmart and many other places. Arnold, great to see you. Tell us what you've been experiencing in these past couple of weeks.
It's difficult to even describe. I mean, it's been going on not for a couple of weeks, but for a couple of months. Suddenly, as you mentioned before, because of the COVID-19, people were reluctant to get on a subway. Maybe that's how it started. But then with kids being home from school and the parents also being at home, they needed to do some kind of activity to properly social distance. And very quickly, bicycle riding became the choice of the day, and sales went absolutely crazy. On top of that, though, and we've been chasing this demand, but it's virtually impossible to catch.
Well, that's amazing to hear you say this, because this is a 100-plus-year-old business that your grandfather founded. So I'm thinking, wow, to hear Arnold say this, you've been through very big moments and then, of course, difficult times. And I'm thinking particularly of last year's trade war, where the tariffs on Chinese incoming parts and goods for your bicycles were becoming prohibitively expensive, but difficult to chase. So what are you doing? What kind of experiences? Can you give us anecdotal stories of what's going on that you've seen?
Well, I'll give you one story. We had a shipment last week or 2 weeks ago to Walmart of 10,000 mountain bikes that we supplied from our factory in South Carolina. Normally, this bicycle would sell about 1,000 bicycles a week, 1,200 a week. The 10,000 bicycles lasted about 10 days. You go into the stores and the bike racks are empty. We've seen stores where people are standing in a proper queue waiting for the assemblers to assemble the bicycles and then taking them right to the cash register or the cashier, whatever we call it now, demand everywhere. And maybe the biggest thing is suddenly I've become a hero to all my friends who are looking for bicycles and can't find them anywhere in a bike store or in anywhere. The supply is gone. Now we're doing the best we can. I mean, we're making, I don't know if I can't see the video that you're showing, but we're making about 4,000 bicycles a week now in our factory in South Carolina. We would normally be making about 6,000 a week, but with the social distancing, we've had to make a lot of alterations, but we certainly don't want to put our employees in harm's way, and we're not. We had the same experience in our warehouse in New Jersey, where we're doing our best. In both cases, we shut down for a couple of weeks because we each had two employees test positive, and we didn't want to be reckless, and so we did shut for 2 weeks. We cleaned the factories. We insisted on very strict protocol with temperature checks and gloves and masks and even eyewear down the factory in South Carolina.
Can you tell me two things? Number one, what's your hot seller? And number two, when you're selling 10,000 bicycles in 10 days, are you hiring?
We are hiring a little bit in our office. Yeah, well, let me start again. With the factory in South Carolina, we're not really hiring. We have a lot of people that were furloughed and that were not
Oh, I
furloughed, but
see.
took the unemployment route because it was more in some cases than their salary, and that they're drifting back to the work. And so we're hoping to ramp up the production a little bit, but we still don't want to push that too much. But we are hiring more people in our headquarters for customer service and for taking online orders and processing the orders. I mean, we have
Okay.
some days, so we have a demand for 6 or 7 or 8 truckloads of FedEx shipments with 5,000,
Whoa.
6,000, 8,000 shipments a day. And they're actually not being able to get it out because we're not getting enough trucks from FedEx. I guess
And
other
real
people
quick,
are kind of busy also.
really quick, I believe we're showing your #1 sellers here. What are they? Can you just explain very quickly?
Well, our number one, right now, any bike that's on a bike on the floor is the #1 seller. But before things got really crazy, it was a ladies' 6, 7-speed cruiser called the Bayside in rose gold. And actually, it was the buyer's
Oh.
wife who gave us a little help. She said, rose gold is going to be huge. That was a couple of years ago. And the bike is really nice, but the color didn't hurt either. So that's our #1.
Good to see you, Arnold. I am absolutely thrilled. Oh, there it is, the rose gold. Now I want one. It's great to see you and great to hear that you are at least dealing with too much demand versus too little. Arnold Kamler of Kent International Bikes. Markets are at session highs right now.